for a financial advisor, there may be some unexpected pitfalls, and there's a lot of different things to consider. So today I'm going to be going through the potential red flags of a financial advisor. The first one is if they're not transparent about fees. So if you have, there's a lot of different fee structures in the financial services industry. The first one is called fee only, and basically what that means is that the fee that you pay the advisor is the only way that they get compensated. So that's the most easy to understand and transparent way that an advisor can get paid. There's another way is through commissions. And what that typically looks like is there would be, an advisor who's also selling some sort of product like an insurance policy or annuities or mutual funds, and that's how they actually are compensated, is through product sales. You also have another structure which is kind of a hybrid between those two. It's called fee-based. So fee only and fee-based are two different things. Fee-based, you have an advisor that gets paid an advisory fee, and they can also sell product like insurance policies, annuities, etc. So those advisors, they're doing advisory work, getting paid a fee for that advice, but they're also, like I just said, they're getting paid to sell product. So those are some things you want to consider. Also, if an advisor that you're interviewing, if you ask them how they get paid and they're unable to tell you that, or they're maybe a little embarrassed to tell you that, then that's kind of a red flag. Number two would be fiduciary requirements. So there's different standards in the financial services industry of how basically the level of care you have to provide to the client. The highest level is the fiduciary standard, which just means that you have to put the client's best interest in front of your own or ahead of your own. You have to do what is in the best interest of the client. You always see that in the registered investment advisor side of the business, that's another structure, and I don't want to get too in the weeds on that, but registered investment advisors are held to the fiduciary standard. The other type of arrangement that you'll see is the suitability standard. And what that means is that the advisor who is working under that structure, typically a brokerage firm, they only have to either sell the product to you or give advice that's suitable for you, not necessarily the best or what's in your best interest. So that's another thing to look out for. Third, I would just look at professional certifications and designations. While obviously they don't necessarily mean that the person who holds a designation is inherently the best advisor, they do show that there is a level of that person has attained, and then also they had to pass a much harder test than other advisors who don't have those designations. And the designations I'm really referring to are the CFP, which is a Certified Financial Planner, the CFA, the Chartered Financial Analyst, and the CPA, the Certified Public Accountant. Those are kind of the big three in the financial services industry. They're the hardest test to pass, and they're also required to continue getting education to hold that designation. So that means that those people that have that, they're required to continue learning and stay up to date on different topics. So those are the three main things that I would consider, fee transparency, fiduciary requirement, and then different designations that they hold. And if you're looking for a fee-only advisor and you're interested in that, we at Wiser Wealth Management would be happy to assist you and clarify any of these things that I've just talked about.